Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to over to Bitcoin because the CoinsKid crew. So right now, Bitcoin's having a lovely little bounce. I didn't anticipate a bounce, to be honest with you. I did make a video earlier in the week right there. We're looking at a potential bounce on Bitcoin, some kind of B wave, if not the correction is in already. So one thing we want to see for Bitcoin to get really bullish again is just this dropping and then this popping this high just there. So until we start to see that, there is a possibility at the moment that we've got an impulsive move to the downside here for the DXY, and we're in some kind of ABC correction coming back up before continuation. And what we've got for Bitcoin is some kind of ABC correction before continuation there as well for Bitcoin. The orange line is Bitcoin, the price action, the candle bars is the DXY, and it's inversely correlated to Bitcoin. This is why I do drop into the charts and show you. Okay, so what we've got as a positive statement for the Bitcoin right now in crypto is this death cross just there. So let me go through this with you. This is one of the confluencing factors that I did think from here we were breaking down, and I did think that from the bottom in 2022, I think that we're looking at a massive impulsive move from 2022 into 2023 because of the inverse correlation, the confluence in the DXY of that big bearish pattern like that. Okay, so what we've done here for the DXY, we came down to our technical target just there, and at that point as well, if you please remember, go back to the videos, I did say to you I expect Bitcoin to come in for correction at that point as this comes back into the resistance of its EMAs. At that point, jump back into Bitcoin, good place to go long again. Okay, so right now you can clearly see for Bitcoin as we hit that resistance just there, this was the bottom of this technical target, and we came in for some kind of a regular ABC correction. Once that was done just there on that bottom, you can clearly see that the resistance of the DXY, it was a big tick, that basically this confirmed resistance and looking to come down. At that point I expected another impulsive move for Bitcoin. That's exactly what we've got. Okay, so we're riding the waves right here. It's beautiful. As this began to break down, I did expect Bitcoin to break out, to be honest with you. I'll hold my hands up, but we came down with the DXY because of the black swan, in my opinion, the FTX fallout, some kind of anomaly that drove us down but swiftly recovered, okay, as the DXY broke down. So in a minute we just simply have to respect what we're doing here in the charts. As this continues to come down, you're going to see Bitcoin continue to come up. What we want to see going forward, it really is simple, is the DXY maintain the resistance of the weekly 20 EMA and the death cross just there, which is a negative statement for the DXY but a positive statement for Bitcoin. We just want to see the DXY maintain the resistance of the thick yellow line and Bitcoin stay above its thick yellow line on the weekly. Really as simple. The minute we see the opposite, I'll tell you, and it's looking bearish basically, and it's looking like Bitcoin's in the correction. Until then we have to project to the upside because it's absolutely playing out like a boss at the moment. And what we're doing here for Bitcoin at the moment, in my opinion, is basically going through some kind of correction as the DXY is going through potentially some kind of correction and an impulsive move to the downside. So what we've got is a clean impulsive strike, an A, B, possible C wave, which is going to come up into the resistance right there. So at the minute anyway for Bitcoin, if we are looking at some kind of ABC like this, an A, a B, a little short of shallow ABC correction because of the overextension on the weekly EMAs right there without back testing them, and we've had sort of several red candles coming down the stairs here for the DXY to support. So if we start to see some kind of ABC coming back up into the resistance, confirm it, I would expect Bitcoin to do the opposite, A, B, C, like that. So this is why on Sunday I did expect Bitcoin to put in some kind of bounce, to be honest with you, because we're off to 55 daily EMA. Now obviously if this starts to break down and continues and sweeps that low just there, if you start to see the DXY losing this low, then I think Bitcoin's actually found its bottom of this correction, and this little leg here, this was the bottom of the the correction basically, and you're looking to come up impulsively and continue to show and break that resistance just there at 31k. But there's a little bit of confluence there in the charts that's telling me that potentially the DXY is looking at some kind of A, B, C correction over the next couple of weeks, looking to at least retest that resistance there for the DXY. Now one thing that no one's looking at on the DXY is an inverse correlation to Bitcoin as well, is the fact that that is looking to close this month in 2 days 14 hours time. We're looking to actually lose this EMA right here, the 20 EMA for the DXY, okay, on the monthly time frame. So that's a bearish signal from the DXY right now. Closing below that usually indicates the target of the next EMA. That's exactly what happened on Bitcoin. So I'm looking at exactly the same scenario on the DXY as well. So obviously if it continues a downtrend, you're just going to see Bitcoin continue its uptrend. It really is that simple. Not bullshit, not hopium. So we're looking for the DXY to close below that yellow line in 2 days 14 hours time. So at the moment that particular level of support is 102.112 for the DXY. Now let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart right now, okay? But quickly before we dive into Bitcoin chart, I'm just going to show you a little bit of Confluence and a setup that I've been looking at for a very long time. People think it's hopium, people think it's bullshit. bull-tardism or whatever, but it's the perfect setup right now. And I think that what we've got, looking at the Binance coin BNB, which we absolutely nailed here. I remember this is when I first started making videos for you guys around about sort of January, February 2021. I was looking at price compression here on this resistance, and I actually traded. This is an amazing trade, and this is what sent my channel viral, because what happened, I dropped the fibs and I knew that this was a third wave, okay, because this is a 1, ABC 2, this was a third wave, which was going to meet at least the 2.272 fib. So that was my technical target. It was on all the thumbnails for BNB coin way back then. Look at that, 2.272. It was a huge move. Once we broke this resistance just here, the 1 fib like I've always taught you, we held it as support. I was looking at a massive wave, a third wave, around about 915%, and it happened within weeks. And this is what sent my channel viral. You know, I went from just a few thousand subscribers to a lot of subs, and you know, so far so good. I know we've been in this massive nasty sort of correction, but what we've done here is a little bit of confluence lining up to my theory that what we have got is a massive cycle here in crypto, and we've got a final fifth wave missing, okay, of this big bull market that began way back there in 2018. So we've got an impulsive wave, a corrective wave, impulsive wave, a corrective wave, which bottomed last year for the Binance coin BNB, and we've slowly but surely been coming up the stairs here, looking to break this resistance for the final fifth wave. Okay, so you know what we've got is something called alternation, basically. So usually in alternation, what you do, if you come up in an impulsive wave and corrective waves, the corrective waves are basically alternative. So if for example here, what we've got is a sharp ABC correction of wave 2, so we put in this wave 1 from 2018 into 2019, then a corrective wave which was an ABC zigzag, a sharp correction basically, and then we put in a massive monster third wave just there for the Binance coin, which was met my technical target. Amazing. So right now we come back in an A, a B and a C, and this is a flat correction. Look, level high, level low, flat correction, which is usually what you see in a wave 4 if you've got the sharp wave 2 basically. Alternative, if we got a sharp wave 4, you'd usually see a flat wave 2, you know, so it's called alternation. So right now what we're doing, found this support, and so far so good. We're coming up the stairs, and I'm looking to take out that resistance just there. We did pop ahead above it last week, a couple of weeks ago, sorry, so we've actually got quite a positive close just there. And equally, like I've said to you, you know, if this is a 1 and this is a 2 and this is a 3, then wave 4 cannot retrace any greater than wave 1. So this is showing that the correction is potentially confirming that that was the bottom, and you've got some kind of flat wave 4 correction, which is exactly what I've been expecting for the likes of XRP, Chainlink, and a lot of them projects as well. I think you've been in a big corrective move before a massive impulsive move, which is going to catch everybody off guard that's, you know, sort of linked to the halvening as being the catalyst for an impulsive wave. So I think, you know, this is a kind of looking glass with a breakdown in the DXY as well, the Confluence in BNB, you know, and XRP as well, gearing up for an explosive move this year when people least expect it. So again, you know, what we're looking for in BNB is break this resistance. I think once you break that resistance, that's my minimal target of a wave 5, because, you know, the 1.272 fib is always my minimal target. Now for BNB, I know this is a Bitcoin video, but I'm just showing you right now there's a lot of confluence lining up in this chart. You've got impulsive wave 1, corrective wave 2, impulsive wave 3, a flat wave 4, and right now you start to come up and take out that high. You've got a confirmation of this massive impulsive move which I've been expecting for BNB, which is confluence to the breakdown of the DXY and confluence to the final fifth wave for Bitcoin as well, which is formed off the bottom right there. So, you know, the 1.272, I do apologize, I know this is a Bitcoin video, but the 1.272 is my minimal target, and if we get overextended, you're looking at 1,542% on a 1618 target as well. But that's always my minimal target on a final fifth wave from this point right here, roughly 192%, which doesn't sound like a lot, and if we continue, you're looking at around about 358% for the final fifth wave for BNB. And at that point, like I said to you, you know, people are going to sort of be sitting there waiting for, you know, continuation and halving catalysts and things like that. But I think that this will confirm that this is impulsive move and it's done. At that point, I think you've got a really nasty sort of prolonged bear market at that point when people least expect it to come as well. So that's basically just a little bit of confluence of the Binance coin right there, lining up with my theory so far for Bitcoin. So let's dive into the Bitcoin chart right now, see what we can see, okay? So looking at Bitcoin on a 4-hourly time frame, we're getting a lovely little move here. We've got a potential 1, 2, this is a 3, okay? So it's quite impulsive, but obviously we want to see the follow through. I think that one thing would absolutely confirm that this obviously is your bottom right now, and you've got your correction in all the way down on 0 fib at 26975, and we have found the low, is obviously the DXY breaking down, continually breaking down right there, and then this coming up and then breaking the 1 fib. So until then, I'm a little bit more inclined to think, because of the other extension on the DXY, that we might be in for some kind of correction still, basically. And this is an A wave, and right now we're loading some kind of B wave, and then we've got a C wave towards this yellow line. Now I would love to see a retest of this yellow line, to be honest with you, before we go again. I think it would be an amazing sweet spot to enter Bitcoin for those that missed the opportunity on the last retest when they were really bearish. Okay, so again, I can't guarantee it, but if Bitcoin does start to come back up and takes out these key levels of resistance just there, primarily the 786, if we get higher than that, then it really does increase the probability that that is your actual bottom of the correction, and you're looking at another impulsive move. So where can this impulsive move go if Bitcoin takes out the 1 fib? So at the moment, basically what you've got is a push down, and you're retracing back up for the continuation of this potential large ABC correction. Okay, that's a possibility right now. To negate it, take out the 1 fib at 31072, and I think Bitcoin's got another impulsive move in front of it with a minimal target 33050. So you could again wait for the close above that resistance right there and go long at that point with a potential of around about 6.38%, with the overextension to the 1618 around about 9.1%. So, but you know, the charts are kind of telling me at the moment, I think we're looking at some kind of ABC. So don't get too excited just yet, okay? Because like I said to you, I think on Sunday we was looking at a long opportunity down there, wasn't we? And loads of people were sort of piling shorts just there, and I think we printed the weekly bearish engulfing candle as well. And I said to you, people will start to go short at that point, but it's not the place to go short, because I expect a retracement and then another drop. And that's exactly, you know, I'm not going to change that bias at the moment. I think that we've got an ABC correction that we're going through as a possible scenario. So that's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 3, that's a 4, and that's a 5. And right now we're going through some kind of ABC correction, coming back up into these key levels of resistance right there, and then we'll turn a corner and potentially come back down in a C wave. Okay, and the inverse of that is obviously that the DXY is coming up in an A, coming down in a B, and it's going to come up in a C towards its 20 as this comes back down towards its 20. And I think that could be an absolute golden opportunity for the continuation of this bull market for Bitcoin. Remember, if Bitcoin starts to come down and loses this yellow line on the weekly time frame, you see multiple closes, that's bearish. So at the minute, Bitcoin's looking okay for continuation. It really is that simple. Okay, so on the monthly time frame for Bitcoin, as an inverse correlation to the DXY as well, we're looking to stay above that yellow line going forward. Again, equally, that's a major warning sign if Bitcoin loses that yellow line, which is a monthly 20 EMA, which is currently at 27716, and we need to see a close above that in 4 days, 15 hours time. We need to see a close above that. Okay, so the DXY has obviously got 2 days because it only trades Monday to Friday, and then it closes and then obviously opens next Monday, which is the beginning of the month. So right now you can clearly see 4 days, 15 hours to stay above that yellow line, which is a really powerful, strong signal for Bitcoin. If we equally see the DXY close below its yellow line, which I've given you earlier in the video. So I remind you, 27715, Bitcoin needs to keep its ass above that in 4 days, 15 hours time. Now what I would expect, to be honest with you, and I've not got a crystal ball, is for Bitcoin to stay above that, okay, and then come back down in a correction, then go again in the month of May, basically. So again, I've not got a crystal ball. These are just opportunities and things that I try and identify, you know, the movement of Bitcoin for you, an inverse correlation to the DXY. But there is a setup here, okay, and I've gone through this many times with you before, that I think that what we have got, and I'll get rid of all the drawings, I think that what we have got, and I've gone through this so many times, is a 1, an ABC2, a 3, an ABC4, and right now we've got this final 5th wave, which is going to come up this year and take out the local high. And we've got a looking glass in the sense that we've got the death cross on the DXY. I wish everyone the utmost luck, okay? Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Back to another update on Bitcoin. Bye-bye.